Hi, and welcome back to my channel. I apologize for getting this week's video up a little bit late. I had an unexpected medical event that affected my voice, and since that's the only thing you can hear in my videos, I figured that was pretty important. This week we're doing a Medicube Pro Booster review. I know I'm probably the last Korean beauty YouTuber to do one of these, but I am on the younger side and I have a little bit of a different experience with my skin, so I thought I would share my opinion anyway. Now, of course, you should always read the instructions and know the potential side effects for medical grade skincare devices like this one. This one is a USB-C charger and it does have the basic instructions on the back, but I always recommend reading the full instructions so that you know what you're getting into before you use this. I've had mine for about 2 months now, and this is my personal experience, but I know a lot of other people have had different experiences, so always take my opinions with a grain of salt. I did get the special My Melody version that was only available in Korea, and I had it shipped to the US. It was a big pain in the butt, but it's so cute, so it's totally worth it to me. This is the one that was advertised by wonyoung, and you know I'm a sucker for wonyoung, and it came with this little cover for the top of the device that keeps it clean when you're not using it. It also came with this little clip stand that helps it stand upright on your desk, and I really appreciate that since I'm prone to knocking things over on my desk. The second bigger My Melody does actually cover up the little one underneath, which I think is a really cute touch so that it's not too overdone. I mean, hey, I'm the queen of doing too much, so I can't really complain, but you know, it's a little aesthetic choice that I really appreciate. This version also came with a free cleaning cloth. I really appreciate this because I want to keep my skincare devices clean. It's something I'm putting on my face once a day or multiple times a day, and putting something dirty and gross on my face that's crusted over with other skincare serums is not something I want to do. It also came with this sheet of decorating stickers, which I haven't used yet, and it includes a sticker of the actual Medicube Age Pro device. I find that kind of funny. I'm not sure where else I would use that except on this device, and considering that I'm using this device with skincare such as serums and moisturizers, I'm not sure I really want to put stickers on this anyway since they'll probably fall off. Medicube also sent along this Exosome Cica serum. I'm not sure if this was only a freebie in Korea or if they always send along bonus serums whenever you buy the Age Pro Booster device. This is not one I've tried yet since I still have plenty of other serums to get through, so I'm going to open and finish those before I get to this one. They also sent along this glutathione glow serum. I've been hearing a lot about glutathione recently. Not sure how I really feel about it since I haven't had a chance to test it out myself yet. Unfortunately, this serum is scented. I do my best to read the ingredients labels now and avoid fragrance products, so this one I'll probably pass along. Thankfully, that Cica serum is not scented, but this is the complete kit that they sent to me when I bought the My Melody version of this product. Now, I told you what I don't use with the device, but now let's talk about what I do use. The first product that I use in the morning is the niacinamide and TXA serum from Anua. You can really use any sort of serum with this. I could also try this one from Numbuzin, the number 4 serum that I've heard a lot about, but I like to use a wetter, slipperier serum when I'm using this device since it does tend to tug on your skin towards the end once the serum starts to absorb into your skin. A thin, liquidy moisturizer like this Red Beam Water Gel might also be a good choice, although I've been starting to have issues with that moisturizer lately, which makes me really sad since I love it. One type of product I don't recommend using is the Dr. Althea 147 Barrier Cream or other thicker creams like it. This cream actually does form a barrier between your skin and the device, which blocks the light, blocks some of the microcurrent, and makes a mess on the top of the device. It kind of defeats the point of the device in general and just creates a bit of a mess that's hard to clean off once you're done using it. I apologize if you can hear any construction noises outside. I usually do my voiceovers on the weekend, but of course, since I'm filming during the week today, there is construction outside this morning, which is a bit of a bummer, but here's how the device actually works. I'm sure you could use it with the stand attached, but I find it a little bit unwieldy, so I take that off and I take the cover off. Again, the instructions are on the back for the different modes and how to turn it on, so I find that really useful. It's also in English and Korean, again, another win. And here's what the top of the device actually looks like. like. There are 2 concentric teardrop-shaped rings for the microcurrent, 1 for the light, and 1 little hole right there for the air shot mode. I'll show you that in a little bit. I'm not sure how I feel about that one. I start by taking whatever serum I'm using. This is the one that I've been using in the morning, as I said earlier, and I actually use the dropper to apply to my skin. This is one of the rare situations in which I do so, but I apply on my cheeks, on my chin, and on my forehead. This is definitely a product to avoid around your eyes and nose, both the serum in general, but also this device. This one has a little My Melody when it first lights up, which is super cute, and then you can use the mode button to change which mode that the device is in. It also actually announces the device mode in English out loud, which I thought was a little bit funny, but it's actually really useful if you tend to do your skincare without your glasses on, like me. I like to use the booster mode first thing in the morning, and you can adjust which power level that it's at by pressing the power button once, lightly. Don't hold it or you'll just turn the device on and off. I accidentally do that all the time. I started with level 1, but now that I've been using it for a couple months, I'm able to move up to level 2. The booster mode is pretty mild, I would say. Even on the back of my hand where the skin is super thin, there's not a ton of tingling. And the nice thing is when you remove the device from your skin, it actually pauses the timer so that you get a full 5 minutes with the device on your skin. I will admit that some mornings 5 minutes feels like a long time, so 3 minutes or so will do since that's all it takes to really get the serum absorbed into my skin. However, if I have a nice long morning, I'll throw on a YouTube video or something like that and I'll finish the full 5 minutes in no time. Especially considering that getting rid of premature sunspots is my concern, this booster mode is one of my favorites. I always use it in an upward motion when I'm getting towards the end because that's when the device starts to actually kind of drag on my face. Now let's talk about the microcurrent mode. I would say that this is the spiciest out of all the modes. It definitely has the most zing to it. I believe that this is supposed to stimulate the muscles in your skin to make your skin look more plump and uplifted, but I have pretty thin skin on my face, so this definitely has a little bit of a bite to it. I wouldn't move up on the power level on this until I've been using it for a pretty long time. This is also one to definitely be careful with in terms of the area that you're using it on your face. If you're using it around delicate facial muscles like your temple or the area around your nose and mouth, I've heard that it can have some pretty nasty side effects, so definitely read the instructions, see other people's reviews, and be careful when you're using this one. I wouldn't move up on the power level on this myself for a pretty long time. I'm only 26, which I know sounds old to a lot of you, but that's pretty young in terms of medical grade skincare devices like this one. Now let's talk about the Derma Shot mode. Between this and the booster mode, I would say these are my 2 most used modes of this product. This is designed to get the product into your skin the most deeply, to help the product penetrate through the initial layer of your skin. I use this one at night with my stronger nighttime serums because I don't want it to get too strong during the day. A lot of these brightening serums and the types of things I like to use on my skin can cause more sun sensitivity during the day, so I don't want them to penetrate too deeply. However, that being said, I could see this mode being super useful during the winter with my more moisturizing serums. When my skin is peeling super bad, I think I'm gonna want some deep level moisturization with my skincare in order to help my makeup lay better and not peel or crack throughout the day. That being said, I did actually have a chance to test that out since I went to a drier climate a couple of weeks ago. I really should have brought a more moisturizing serum so that I could test that out. But unfortunately I didn't, so I guess we'll have to wait until next winter to find out. Now, the last mode is the air shot mode. While the other modes are recommended to be used once to twice a day, this one is only recommended to be used 2 to 3 times a week. I turned my device off and cleaned it because the air shot mode actually uses the center grid part of the device where the air actually comes out. So I need it to be completely clean and free of any serums or moisturizers before I use it. It's supposed to be used on completely dry skin, so I'm not sure how I really feel about it. It kind of drags on my skin unless I'm using a really light touch, and I don't like to pull or tug on my skin too much. I'm using my other hand to show you guys since that hand is completely dry and free of any serums. The air shot is supposed to help you with pores or something like that, at least that's how it's advertised, although I do know that blue light is supposed to have good effects in and of itself. Again, I use a very light touch with this because I don't want to tug at my skin, but to be completely honest, I don't think I've used this mode more than 2 or 3 times since I've gotten the device. I just don't find that it really has any sort of effect on my skin because I don't really have any issues with pores. If you do have this device and you do have issues with pores, let me know how you feel about it. There is definitely a weird sort of blowing sensation. I wouldn't call it blowing, but you can definitely feel a little bit of air pressure as it's coming out of the device. Again, I have it on the lowest power setting, so as you move up, it might feel even stronger. I don't know for sure since I haven't tried it. So that's my little review and how I feel about the Medicube Pro age boosting device, or whatever it's called, as of right now. Like I said, I've only had it for 2 months, and I really can't do any sort of control test since I don't want to use this device on one half of my face only to find that 20 years down the line it really does have an effect and the other half of my face is completely droopy and sad. That seems like a bad idea. That being said, I did have a really crazy, super painful under the skin zit on my chin, and I found that this actually really helped a lot in terms of soothing the skin and making that zit inflammation go away. I don't know if that's just in my head or if this really did help, but hey, I'll keep using it and I'll let you know if I have any other experiences with it that are noteworthy. Maybe I just bought into the marketing with my melody and wonyoung, but hey, who knows, maybe it actually really does miracles. Can you guys tell the difference between my hands at all? Does one side look more glowy and uplifted than the other? I doubt it, but hey, maybe you guys can see something I don't. More than anything, I really appreciate your patience with me. I did manage to get a YouTube short uploaded this week since that doesn't affect my voice, but hey, thanks for hanging out with me and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that's something I'm supposed to say now that I'm a YouTuber, but yeah, thanks for hanging out with me and I hope you come back soon. Bye guys!